They're just DGAFAAE. They've gone beyond that mentality, and they're saying, you know what, I'm going to do this because I want to do this. Hey, I'm Dexter from the DECAF Network, and today I want to talk about a bunch of letters that are very dear to my heart. And no, it's not DECAF. It's something different.
Oh my God! Wow!
It's something that I need to say to myself constantly. It's not really an acronym because you can't really say the word together. It doesn't make a word. But the letters are DGAFAAE. And I'm assuming that most of you know the first part, DGAF. Don't give a flip, fruit, whatever you want to say. AAE stands for about anyone else. And it's a set of letters that I have to constantly say to myself whenever it is, whenever I have to do something like this. You know, whenever I have to record, whenever I have to publish, whenever I have to put myself in a position where people can see me talking about this stuff, talking about other things. You know, I care about what people think. And most of us do. But a lot of the times what we care about and what people actually think of us are entirely different. And I constantly need to remind myself, I make excuses for things like this. You know, I don't want to record because look at my backdrop. That bit there of my wall isn't painted properly, and this isn't straight, and that thing that it's kind of crooked, and I've got hats and I've got Hot Wheels, and I make all of these excuses up because I care what other people think, which we do, but there's a chance that most people won't care about the things that I care about. Like, they're not going to look at that and go, hey, that part of his roof isn't painted. I'm not going to listen to him anymore. Like, how dare he? Or why is his video skewy for, like, he's got Hot Wheels, but he hasn't filled up, he hasn't filled up the entire board. He should have more there because it looks odd. And he's got a bill hanging. Like, why doesn't he pay his bill? So DGAFAAE is something that I need to remind myself. I sometimes need to remind that to my kids as well. And it's just going to be a learning curve that I just have to go beyond every time it happens. And look, at some point it'll improve. I'll hopefully get to a point of just being myself, just allowing myself to dress how I want, talk how I want in basically any situation. I look at TikTok and Instagram, and I look at some of the people there and some of the things that they do, and I think to myself, what an idiot. How embarrassing. Why do they do that? They're making such a fool of themselves.
Stop it. Get some help.
And then I think to myself, they're just DGAFAAE. They've gone beyond that mentality, and they're saying, you know what, I'm going to do this because I want to do this. I'm probably getting paid for it, but I don't care what you think. I've got thousands to millions of people watching me. I'm going to act like this. And whether or not they're like that as a person, I don't know. But they've gone beyond that. They've gone beyond that DGAF part. They've gone, you know what, screw you. I'll just do what I want because I like doing it. And that's something that I struggle with all the time. This is the 4th video I've created today. They're not perfect. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable now in talking in front of, my laptop. In my head, I'm actually processing at the same time, making sure that I'm still sticking to the topic. And sometimes when I can feel myself drifting, I struggle to pull it back in. And so I'm aware of that. I'm aware of how I look. I'm aware of my surroundings. I'm aware of my phone buzzing and my other machine over here giving me laptop notifications. And I always want things to be perfect. I think most people do initially. But I said it in a previous video, that the fact that, you post something up, you think to yourself, gee, I hope this person doesn't see it, or I hope that person doesn't see it. And so you get a bit embarrassed. But on the other edge of the coin, you're thinking to yourself, gee, I hope everyone sees this, because you want them to see what you're building, see what you're sharing, see what you're selling.
Woo! Yeah,
up, baby? That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo! So, those letters are important to me. DGAF, AAE, about anyone else. I don't know if I'll ever get there because I value other people's opinions. I don't know why. It's obviously human nature. There's probably some psychology stuff behind it, which I don't feel like I need to get into. I just need to know that I can manage it, that I can get beyond it, and that it's all a part of self-development, self-improvement. And, you know, it's actually kind of fun too. I've never been a big social sharer, so I've never been a person to take a photo of my food or automatically think, hey, this is a really good opportunity to tell the world what I'm doing. I wouldn't say that I'm a private person either. I like to live in the moment if I'm in the moment. You know, like having that decision to go, oh, wait a minute, I should take a photo and share it on Instagram or Facebook. Like I think it takes you out of that moment for a split second. And, you know, whether or not I actually get to that point of wanting to do that, I'm not really sure. But DGAF, AAE, and this is what I'm doing with this video. I'm recording it. Like I said, this is my 4th video. I'm going to do another one after this, and I'm going to send it to my VA Argy, who's the best, and maybe he can make it nicer.
Another one.
Maybe he can make it nicer.
Another one.
Maybe he can make it nicer. I don't know. And yeah, remember that. So if you're worried about doing something, whether it's in front of people, whether it's in front of colleagues, whether it's something that you've never done before or shy about, DGAF, AAE. Thanks. Bye.